Hello students, welcome to Competitive Exam Library YouTube channel. So on 30th we are completed the basic electrical engineering VTU question paper. So we are going to see the solutions of only the problems what the questions are given in the external question paper, because the theoretical questions we are already discussed and we are given already what are the important questions from the each module. So that I think so it will be helpful for it is helpful for your preparation of your external exam. So I am going to provide the detailed solutions of this question paper, so which you can verify your answers whether you got correct or not. See, so that you can estimate how many marks you are going to get in your external exam. So let us start the video. So this is the first problem which is given in the external exam. So from the module 1, so which is a very simple problem. So it is of 125 volts voltage it is given. So because of this voltage is traveling like this current I am taking it as the total current, and after this point coming to this point the current is divided as, here it is I1, next I am taking it as current is I2 here. After coming to this point the current is divided as, this current I am taking it as I3, this current is I am taking it as I4. So depending upon the question what they are asked, we are going to solve the solution here. Say if you read this question, so in the given circuit you have to find what is the current flowing in the 15 ohms as well as what is the voltage across 18 ohms resistor as well as power dissipated in 7 ohms resistor. Let us start with the first one. For any problem whatever it may be, so we require, for 3 problems we require what is the equivalent resistance of these 2 resistors. So let us find what is the R equivalent of these 2 resistors. So first I am doing that. So let us find the R equivalent. So I am going to find, that is R equivalent is equals to 9 and 18, they both are in phase with each other, so sorry in parallel. So that is why you are going to get R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So what is the answer? You are going to get as 6 ohms. So here you are going to get, the answer will be 6 ohms resistor. The answer is here is 6 ohms resistor. That is the equivalent resistance. Now the circuit will become, how the circuit will become? So just I will draw a rough diagram here. See, the circuit is going to becoming like this, having a resistor, and here also one more resistor, and here you have one more resistor here like this, and here you have the resistor like this. So let us see how to solve this model. I think so it is very simple for you. Now the circuit is very simplified very easily. Now let us take the values, how much it is given, 125 volts, it is given as 15 ohms, it is given as 2 ohms, and it is given as 7 ohms. Next it is given as 4 ohms, next it is given as 6 ohms we got. Now what is the first question? It is the current flowing through here 15 ohms. So I am doing the first question. I 15 ohms is how much he is asking. So for that we require total voltage divided by total R equivalent, because first resistor is appearing after the voltage source is 15 ohms. So you have to find what is the R equivalent total of the circuit. If you see that circuit, so 6 plus 4, see let us see what are the elements, or which elements are in series, which elements are in parallel, let us see. Okay. So here if you observe, these 2 are in series as well as these 2 are in parallel, sorry in series. So both combination, let us consider the both combination. If you observe, the combination of both these 2 things will be in what combination, you can see here. See, let us see. So these 2 are in what combination? See how these 2 are, now these 2 are in parallel. So like that we have to solve that R equivalent. Let us solve that R equivalent. So 6 plus 4, this first box will become, that is 10 ohms. Next 7 plus 2, this second box will become 9 ohms. So these 2 are in parallel. So whenever they are in parallel, 10 into 9 divided by 10 plus 9. So plus they both are in series with 15 ohms. So let us find the answer, that is 90 divided by 19. So if you calculate that total R equivalent, you are going to get it as 19.73 ohms. Now you got the R equivalent. Now you can find what is the current flowing through 15 ohms. Current flowing through 15 ohms is I15 is, so you can calculate 125 divided by 19.73. This is the current flowing through 15 ohms. The answer you are going to get it is 6.33 amperes. That is the first question answer. Second question answer will be, what is second question? Voltage across 18 ohms resistor. Here 18 ohms resistor is here, so you have to find what is the current flowing through that 18 ohms resistor first. So we are taken already while starting of the problem, we have taken that current is I3, and you have to find what is I1 and I2 also, because I can apply the current division rule, so that I can find what is the current flowing through 18 ohms. Let us find what is the I2. So we require only I2, because I know I require only I2 here. So let us find what is the I2 here. So I2 value will become, that is total current into what is the opposite resistance for this entire. So for this entire 4 plus 6 resistance is, that is 9 ohms. So opposite resistance is 9 divided by 9 plus 10. Let us find the total current. You already know, that is 6.33 divided by 19. The answer you are going to get it as I2 value 2.99, or approximately I am making it as 3 amperes. Okay, you consider it as 3 amperes. Now let us find what is the I3. Once again you have to apply the current division rule, but you have to consider this time I2 value. I2 into, so what is the opposite resistance for the 18 ohms? That is 9. So 9 plus 18 here. So the answer you are going to get it as, approximately I2 we have taken it as 3. 9 divided by 27. 9 ones are, 9 threes are, 3 will gets cancelled, that is 1 ampere. So what is the voltage across 18 ohms resistor will be, current flowing is 1 ampere and resistance is 18. So approximately you will get 18 volts. That is your second question answer. Third question answer will be, that is, what is that? Power dissipated in 7 ohms resistor. So for that purpose you have to find what is I1. So I1 by apply a KCL. So if you apply KCL here, let us apply a KCL at this node. If we apply a KCL, we can write the total current is equals to, what we can write? So I is equals to I1 plus I2. Now I want I1, so that is I minus I2. So you can find I1 value as I minus I2. So you know already 6.33 is the total current, minus I2 value you got it as approximately 3. So you are going to get it as 3.33 amperes. 3.33 amperes. Now he is asking what is the power dissipated. So power dissipated in 7 ohms resistor, we can calculate, that is I square R. What is the current flowing is, here is I3 square into R. So 3.33 whole square into what you are going to get, that will be 7. So answer is approximately you are going to get as 78.08 watts. See, approximate answer you may get marks, don't bother about that, you will get the marks. Okay. So next, so for the current waveform, this is the second C question. See, it is also very simple question, it is given in the external exam. You can do very simply. So see this second question, what is the, for this waveform he is asking what is the peak current and all those things. See, here you can identify the peak value, it is already given 20 amperes. Just you have to substitute that, just you have to identify that. So what is that? First current, first problem is I max is equals to, we can write directly, that is 20 amperes. I max is, that is 20 amperes. Next question is average value. So average value we are already know, I average is equals to 0.63 into I max value, 0.63 into I max. So 0.63 into maximum value is 20. So you can find the answer will be, that is 12.6 amperes is your answer. Third question is, what is the third question? It is asked what is the periodic time. So what is the time period, you already know. So that periodic time is also same. Time period means the time taken to complete one cycle, we will call it as the time period. So it is also given directly in the problem. So that is T is equals to 1 by 100. So no need to find, directly you have to write your answer. So T is equals to, time period will be 1 by 100, or we can say 0.01 second. In some another way we can say 10 milliseconds also, no problem. Next, fourth question answer will be, what is the fourth question? Frequency. You know the frequency and the time period relations are, they both are inversely proportional, that is 1 by 1 by t, that is 1 by 1 by 100. What is the answer you are going to get? 100 hertz. This is the frequency. Next, fifth question I want to do. Fifth question is, here what is the instantaneous value at time t is equals to 3 millisecond. See how to find that, that is I max into sine omega t. So here you have to take, first of all you have to find what is the omega. Omega is 2 pi f, that is 2 pi into 100. Let us keep like that only. Next, I is equals to, I maximum value is how much? 20 into sine of, here 2 pi into 100 at t is equals to 3 milliseconds, 10 to the power of minus 3. Here only the students will do the mistake. So if you substitute directly sine of 2 pi into 100 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So you will get, first of all you have to convert this entire value into, first you are going to get in the radians, that to be converted into degrees. I will explain here. So here 2 pi into 100 is the frequency is in radians per second here, and you are multiplying the time 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 in seconds. So seconds and seconds will get cancelled. What is the answer you are going to get? The answer you are going to get in radians. What is the answer you are going to get will be, that is in the radians here. So that radians to be converted into degrees, because sine of degrees it can be easily calculated. So if you do this answer, you are going to get, so 2 pi into 100 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. If you do this answer, what you are going to get, I will tell. It is, the answer will be 3 by 5 pi, 3 by 5 into pi. But you have to convert this radians into degrees. So degrees radius conversion we have to multiply with what? You have to multiply with 180 by pi. So let us multiply that, 3 by 5 pi into 180 by 5. So pi will get cancelled, 3 into 36. So 36 into 3, that is I think so approximately you are going to get it as 36 into 3, 108 degrees. So 108 degrees. Now you got 108 degrees. Let us substitute that. So fifth question we are doing now. I is equals to, I max is 20 into sine of, that is 108 degrees you got now. So 20 into 108 degrees you are going to get, sine of 108 degrees you have to do it, that will be, answer is 0.95. So if you multiply with 20, answer is you are going to get 19.02 is the amperes is the current at t is equals to 3 milliseconds. I think so you understand this problem very clearly. Next, see, this is the another problem which is asked from the second module. So second module question it is asked here. So what is the question it is given? So you can, a series RLC circuit, RLC circuit having, a series RLC circuit is composed of 100 ohms resistor, 1 ohm inductance, 5 microfarads capacitance, a voltage of V of t 1.4 cos of 377 t volts is applied to the circuit. Determine the current and voltage VR, VL and VC. So I already told how to solve this type of problem. If you refer my videos, you can see how to solve this type of series RLC circuit. See, how to solve this type of problems is series RLC circuit. You have to consider what is the, first of all you have to find is this type of problem you have to calculate. See, V of t is given as 141.4 cos of 377 t. Here you can check, you can take the same value, but normally our voltage waveforms and sinusoid current waveforms will be in sinusoidal. So you have to convert sine of, that is 377 t plus 90 degrees. So actually the voltage will be given like this. So now you got the sinusoidal wave, because you already know sine of 90 plus something, you will get the cos theta. So this is the exactly value you have to do, even though actually there is no necessary to confuse you, it is given like that. So no necessary also, no problem, you will get the same answer. So V of t, it is given as, if you compare this equation, V max now sine of omega t plus some angle, it is given as 90 degrees. So what is this angle? This is the phase angle. Now omega value, it is given, if you compare that equation, you are going to get omega value is 377. First step in this type of problem, you have to calculate what is XL. XL value is, you know already what is XL formula, that is omega L, that is 377 into 1, that is 377 ohms. Next, XC value is 1 by omega C, that is 1 by 377 into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 6. The answer you are going to get it as, that is 530.50 ohms. So now you have to compare XL and XC. XC is greater than here XL, so it will become XC minus XL. What is the impedance of the circuit? We can write R plus J into XC minus XL here. So what is the mod of this magnitude? That is R square plus XC minus XL square. You are going to get under root of R value is given as 100 whole square plus XC value got it as 530.50 minus 377 whole square. So if you do this answer, the impedance you are going to get it as 183.03. Now you got the impedance. Now you can calculate the total current. The total current will be V divided by Z. Here the question will comes, say what value I have to take. The what value you have to take means, say V RMS. Now we are taking V RMS. Now you are going to get I RMS. So V RMS is, you know already relation between V RMS and V max. V RMS is equals to Vm by root 2. So Vm value you have 141 point divided by root 2. Then V RMS you are going to get it as approximately 99.98 volts. So let us find I RMS value. So I RMS will be 99.98 volts divided by 183.03. If you do this answer, I RMS you are going to get it as 0.546 amperes. Now you got I RMS. Now you can calculate what is the voltage across resistor, that is I RMS into R. So that is 0.546 into 100, that is approximately 54.6 volts. Next, VL is equals to I RMS into XL, it is not L. So 0.546 into XL value is how much we got, that is XL value we got it as 377. XL value is 377. If you multiply that answer, you are going to get it as 205.84. Next, VC value is I RMS into XC, that is 0.546 into XC value is 530.50. So approximate answer you are going to get it as 289.68 volts. If you do this answer, you will get complete marks. Okay, very simple problem, but some logic it is given to confuse you, but no need of this conversion also. Directly you have to apply the answer, you will get the correct answers. So if you got this answer, your problem is correct. Next problem, say this is given from the once again the second module, from the second module. When a three-phase, I will read the question. When a three-phase balanced supply impedances are connected in star across a three-phase 415 volts 50 hertz supply, the line current drawn is 20 amperes at a lagging power factor of 0.4. Determine the parameters of the impedance in each phase. So this is also one of the important model. So very important model from the three-phase circuits you can see. So let us start the problem. How to solve this type of problem? See, let us take the problem. See, whenever it is given the type of the circuit, so it is given a star connection. So star connection I am drawing here, a star connection. So star connection, it is having the impedances, okay, it is having the impedances of equal impedances, that is Z phase, each phase it is having, oh sorry, here I am drawing a delta star, it is given, right. So let us draw the star connection. So here star connected load will be there, that is here. So in each phase we are having impedance per phase is Z phase, impedance per phase is Z phase, here is Z phase, here also Z per phase. He is asking what are the components are present in Z phase. So given information, if you write V of t see, I think so here we have to do. So star connection, it is star connection, I think so the same question there previous, sorry. So you have to connect the star impedances like this. Now let us see how to do this problem. It is given, so star connected 3-phase voltage, so always the line voltages will be given in the problem, that is 415 volts. So you consider that is a 415 volts is given as the line voltage. Next it is given the line current, it is 20 amperes. Next it is given power factor will be 0.4 lagging. See, whenever the load is lagging means you are going to have resistance and inductance in your load. Whenever it is the leading means it is having the resistance and capacitance in your load per phase. Let us find what is the, first we will find what is the impedance per phase. For impedance per phase you have to take V phase divided by I phase. So V phase, we are already know the relation between the line voltage and phase voltage in case of the star connection is VL is equals to √3 times of V phase. So what is the V phase value we can write, that is VL divided by √3, 415 divided by √3, that is equals to 239.06 volts you are going to get, that is the V phase. Now in case of star connection, IL is equals to also you already know I phase. So let us substitute that Z for phase is equals to I phase divided by, sorry, V phase divided by I phase. So V phase divided by I phase. So V phase value got it as 239.06 volts. Next I for phase is 20. So if you do this answer, Z for phase you are going to get it as, that is how much, 11.95. This is the magnitude, but what about the angle? So angle here information is given as cos phi is equals to 0.4. Now you have to calculate Z per phase at an angle of what angle it is there. So phi is equals to you are having cos inverse of 0.4. If you do that answer, you are going to get 1.15 degrees. So what is the, you can write Z for phase magnitude is 11.75 at an angle of at an angle of 1.15 degrees. So if you do this answer, if you convert this into rectangular form, the answer you are going to get it as, that is 4.881 plus j into 10 to the power of 90. So this is the impedance per phase. So if you compare this equation R plus j XL, so R value you can write directly 4.881 ohms and XL value is 10.90, but he is asking what is the parameters. You have to calculate L also. XL is equals to omega L, you already know, that is 10.90. L value will become 10.90 divided by omega is 2 pi. F value is given as how much it is, 50 hertz frequency it is given. So if you calculate L value, so I am writing here once again, L value is 10.90 divided by 2 pi into 50. If you calculate the answer, you are going to get L value as 0.03 Henry or something 34.94 millihenry, I think so you are going to get. If you got this answer, your problem is correct. That's all in this video. So I will post another video problems of third and fourth and fifth module. So if you like this channel, please like, share and subscribe the channel. If you have any query, please make comment in the comment box. I can reply. Thank you very much.